Hello everyone, I am Joel and I'm here with Daniel and welcome to class 2 of Classical Rhetoric, Writing and Public Speaking. So I promised a surprise this week. We are going to have one of your classmates giving a speech every week. So this week I chose someone who sent me very clear, very loud audio so you can all hear. All right, and we will start class by listening to your classmate speak. Here's your classmate, Aleem. Hi, Aleem.
In 1974, a group of Chinese farmers were digging a well and they discovered an entire army of clay warriors in Xi'an provinces. And people came to study them and find that each one of them has the different face and different face and clothes. And they're built by the first emperor of China, named Qin Shi Huangdi, and to go in his tomb. And now people from all around the world came to see this eighth wonder of the world.
All right, thanks, Aleem. That was great. So let's talk about some public speaking points. There are some things that Aleem did very well. So first, she spoke loudly and clearly. Okay. Second, do you remember the 4 points I gave you for public speaking? One is look at your words. 2 is think of your sentences. 3 is speak. You can hear Aleem has practiced doing this, so she is so fast at looking and thinking that it sounds like she's just giving an entire speech, even if her notes are in front of her. The last point is look at us. And as you can see, Aleem is very beautifully looking up the entire time, not looking at her notes. She has also brought a wonderful image to help make her speech even better. So, thank you, Aleem. All right, so every week I will choose one speech to share with you. You can look forward to it next week. All right, today's class, we have 3 goals. 1, practice making a keyword outline, a KWO. 2, write a paragraph or more using only your KWO. And 3, add adverbs to your writing. This is what your list for homework was for, so we will use it today.
OK， 这节课我们有3个目标。第一个，继续练习做 KWO 的提纲。第二个目标呢是写一段话，或者是写好几段话，借助你的 KWO 写段落。第3个是用你上一周的词汇副词词汇表的单词选择，然后用到你的写作当中。
Okay, so let's get started. First, let's review keyword outlines. In a keyword outline, we're going to take a whole paragraph, and here at the top will be your topic sentence. So use a Roman numeral, 1. Then down here is everything else. If you have a second paragraph, you put a new topic sentence and new everything else.
好，我们复习一下 KWO outline 是怎么写的哈。罗马数字1代表是第一段，罗马数字2代表是第二段。然后这是每个罗马数字1后面跟的应该是主题句，这一段的 topic sentence 就主题句。那剩下的1到5呢，这些阿拉伯数字代表这一段话当中其他的句子剩余的部分，我们可以第一段、第二段、第三段以此类推啊。
Now I'm going to ask Chris. Chris, can you please tell us what is a key word? What does that mean?
Means the most important words in one sentence.
Exactly. Thank you, Chris. Right, so you're only going to write, do you remember, Chris, do you remember how many keywords are you allowed to write?
3.
Yes. We will do 3, sometimes 4, if there's some grammar we need to remember. All right, great. So today we're going to write a keyword outline, and then we're going to make an essay. So it's a writing week. Let's start with our scorpions vocabulary. Can everybody say this word with me? Scorpions.
Scorpions.
All right. I'm going to show you a picture. Down here are 2 scorpions. So, Daniel, what's a Chinese word for a scorpion?
蝎子.
蝎子. Okay. They are lovely little arachnids. Okay. So let's read these words together. Surprised.
Surprised.
Insects.
Insects.
Arachnids.
Arachnids.
Parts.
Parts.
Deserts.
Deserts.
The Himalayas.
The Himalayas.
Scientists.
Scientists.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Overnight.
Overnight.
Thaw out.
Thaw out.
Soil.
Soil.
The ground.
The ground.
About.
About.
Okay. Let's go through that list one more time, and then I will ask each student to give me a definition. So one more time. Surprised.
Surprised.
Insects.
Insects.
Arachnids.
Arachnids.
Parts.
Parts.
Deserts.
Deserts.
The Himalayas.
The Himalayas.
Scientists.
Scientists.
Frozen.
Frozen.
Overnight.
Overnight.
Thaw out.
Thaw out.
Soil.
Soil.
The ground.
The ground.
About.
About.
All right. Let's open up our student list. And I will call on some students, starting with Tina. Tell me which word means a bug with 6 legs.
A bug with 6 legs.
Yeah,
Insect.
very good. Okay. Amanda. Cross it off. Amanda, which word is a person who does science and works in a laboratory?
Scientists.
Thank you. Scientists. Okay. Next, Chris. Which word means something that's very, very cold? It's ice.
Frozen.
Thank you. Okay. Next is Joseph. Tell me, which word means the brown stuff on the ground?
Soil.
Thank you. All right. And Rebecca, tell me which word means something is not cold anymore. It turns from ice to water.
Frozen.
No, not frozen. We've already said that one. This means it's not frozen. It warmed up.
Desert.
Desert, no, that's a place. It's this word.
Thaw out.
Thaw out. Do I have a correct definition here?
Yeah.
Okay, the ice turns into water. Yeah, thaw out. Okay. Stephen, which word is a mountain range in India and a little bit of China?
The Himalayas.
Very good.
Alan.
Alan, which word means a place that is very hot?
Deserts.
Great. Well, sometimes they're cold. We will read about that. But very dry, I should say that. Okay, next one. Jessica, tell me which word means when someone goes, "Oh, wow!" It's a feeling.
Surprised.
Very good. All right, and Aleem, tell us which word means the place where you walk. It has soil on it or rocks or something.
The ground.
Great, thank you. Okay, Louis, tell me which word means during the night.
Overnight.
Great. And it looks like I'm back
Star.
to Chris. Okay, Star is the last one. Okay, Star.
And Jackson.
Which word means, my hand has 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then this is another one.
5 parts.
Yeah, parts. Parts can be many things. Okay, please turn off your audio. Wow, something terrible. Jackson only has 1 word. So I'm going to ask Jackson, is an ant an arachnid or an insect? An ant. Do you know?
Third.
Yes.
Canadian.
Arachnid. No, an ant is an insect. It has 6 legs. An arachnid, does anyone know what insect is an arachnid? They're not insects. You have one in your house. Arachnids are spiders.
Spider.
Spiders. But there are more arachnids than just spiders. Arachnid means 8 legs. And a body with 2 parts.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we will read about a different arachnid called
Scorpion.
the scorpion.
Okay.
Okay, that is our text for today. Okay, so get a piece of paper now and copy the KWO for scorpions. Put your title, scorpions, at the top and go I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take 1 minute to do that. You're fast writers, so I think you're done. So here we are. The source text is called Scorpions. I will first read it, and then we will make our KWO. All right. Scorpions. You may be surprised to learn that scorpions are not insects. They are arachnids, which means they have 8 legs and their bodies have 2 parts. Scorpions live in many places, such as deserts, forests, and even high, snowy mountains like the Himalayas. Let's stop and ask Chris, what's the Chinese word for forest?
森林.
Yeah, okay. They can live almost anywhere. The desert, the forest, the snow. Scorpions can live in both very hot and very cold places. Scientists have even frozen scorpions overnight, only to see them thaw out and walk away the next day. So if you can imagine that, scientists put the scorpions in the freezer, and the scorpion becomes ice. Ice, scorpion. Yum. Popsicle. Scorpion popsicle. And the scorpion, when it warms up, it thaws out, and it's still alive. It just walks away. So they can really live anywhere.
Start.
Star, turn off your audio, please.
Is it like completely frozen overnight, so it's like that overnight, but then in the morning it defrosts and walks away?
Yes, but it doesn't die because its metabolism can slow down so much that it can live while frozen.
Oh, cool.
Okay, starting here. Just about the only thing all scorpions need to live is soil, because all scorpions live in holes they dig in the ground. So this scorpion is going to have a little cave, a little hole here. That's his home. Now that you know a little bit about them, would you like a scorpion as a pet? What do you think, Daniel? Do you want a pet scorpion?
Maybe I can try.
I'm gonna try. Keep him in his cage. Keep him far away from Abby. Okay. So let me get rid of these annotations. All right. So let's work together to make a keyword outline. So we'll start with Alim. Can you give us 3 keywords for our topic sentence?
I'm not sure. Surprised scorpions and insects.
Okay. One trick that we will use is any word you've already written, like scorpions, don't write it again.
Oh, yeah.
Because you only get 3 words. So why don't we do surprised, we can do an S for scorpions, not insects. So we remember.
如果标题中已经出现了 scorpion 这个单词呢，那在接下来的这个 KWO 里面就可以省去这个词啊，不要重复出现了。
Right. Your words are precious. Okay. Next sentence. They are arachnids, which means they have 8 legs and their bodies have 2 parts. Let's ask Louis, can you give us 3 key words?
Arachnids is the first one.
Okay, arachnids.
And A.
8.
2.
2.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a trick. 8 legs, 2 parts. When you make your KWO, numbers are free. They're not words. So let's do this. Arachnids, 8 legs, 2 parts. You know how to spell numbers, but you might need to spell something else correctly. So always just make numbers numbers.
就是如果出现数字呢，那你们可以用阿拉伯数字来代替啊，这个就不算一个单词。
Okay. Next sentence. Scorpions live in many places, such as deserts, forests, and even high, snowy mountains, like the Himalayas. Let's ask Chris. Can you give us 3 keywords?
First write S as scorpions.
Okay.
And deserts, forests, high snow mountains.
Okay, you only get 1 word here. High, snowy, or mountain?
Snowy mountains.
Mountains, okay. All right, scorpions, deserts, forests, mountains. Good. All right, next sentence, number 3. Scorpions can live in both very hot and very cold places. Stephen, can you give us 3 keywords? Okay, live, Great. Live, hot, and cold. All right. If you prefer different keywords, you can write your own. We will do this one together, but you can make your own outline while we do this. Can you translate that?
就大家如果有不同的关键词，可以用你自己的关键词哈。这不过是我们做班级示范用的。
Next sentence. Scientists have even frozen scorpions overnight, only to see them thaw out and walk away the next day. Alan, can you give us 3 keywords?
Frozen. Overnight. Throw out.
Thaw out. Good. I'm going to give thaw out as one word because it's a phrasal verb. So that counts as one word. Frozen. Overnight. Thaw out.
Thaw out 虽然有2个单词，但是呢，这个被称为这种词组类型的，也可以称为一个词哈。
Next sentence. Just about the only thing all scorpions need to live is soil, because all scorpions live in holes they dig in the ground. Jessica, can you give us 3 keywords?
So,
Holes?
Soil.
Soil.
horse
Holes
in the ground.
in the ground. We got one word, in the or ground.
The ground.
I think you mean ground. Okay. Soil, holes, ground. And we have a conclusion. Now that you know a little bit about them, would you like a scorpion as a pet? Amanda, what keywords would you write here?
You know pet.
You know pet. Okay, this one is optional. You don't have to write this in your essay because using you in an essay is wrong. This is more like a internet article or a magazine article. It's you never use personal pronouns in an essay.
就是第6句呢，可以作为字可有可无。在 essay 就论文写作当中呢，我们用 you 这个代词的话是错误的，我们一般不用人称代词。
Okay, so if you were in middle or elementary school, your teacher wouldn't care. But now that you're in high school, no personal pronouns in your essays.
如果你是低年级的学生，老师无所谓，但是你现在高中生了，不可以用 you。
Okay. But Joel broke the rule because I'm a hypocrite. Okay. If you need more, I have additional information that I will send on the app. So you can check the app and you can add additional paragraphs, 2 and 3, just by creating additional, reading the extra information and creating additional paragraphs. So you can find that on the app. Okay, Star, what's your question?
When writing the KWO, do you have to follow the 顺序 in the original sentence?
The what?
Order.
The order. No.
Yeah, like if you have you and no in the original sentence, the no is after you. Can you use no before you in the KWO?
Yes. You can do anything you want.
Just as long as the word is in the sentence, right?
Yes.
And can we use punctuations in the KWO?
Punctuation. Yes, if you need commas or exclamation points or question marks, you can use that.
And those are free, right?
Yeah, those are free.
Okay.
And remember, you can also draw pictures, like a horrified face. No, I would not. To give you a little interest in doing the extra information, I'll give you, scorpions have a very unusual, very strange way to eat. They eat things outside of their body. So you can find out about that when you read the extra information. And then, of course, because we're all grown-ups, I have included the mating information.
Okay.
How they produce their young. All right, so hope that gives you a little bit of interest to check out additional information. Now we have our very short summary. I will retell it. Remember, we have to take away this. So let's just cross this out as much as we can. Don't look at the essay to help you. Use your brain. Okay, so goodbye, essay. Now I will retell it, and then I will ask Daniel to choose someone to retell it. So here is scorpions. Scorpions are not insects. You might be surprised to know that. Scorpions are actually arachnids because they have 8 legs and 2 parts. Their body has 2 parts. Scorpions live in many places. Deserts, forests, mountains, and anywhere where they can dig a hole to live in, really. They can live in very hot places and in very cold climates. Scientists have frozen scorpions overnight, and in the morning, the scorpion will thaw out and walk away. The only thing that scorpions really need is soil, because they live in holes they dig in the ground. So now you know about scorpions a little bit more. Would you like one as a pet? Notice I used you because this is a speech. And in speech, you should use personal pronouns. But in your writing, don't do that.
刚才就是在演讲，所以用了 you 这个代词，但是在你的论文写作的时候不可以用 you. Now you just call someone.
Yeah. Oh, wait, but I'm going to give you a technique first. To not use you, you can say, many people are surprised to learn scorpions are not insects. That's how to avoid you.
对，如果你要表达你们 you 这个意思的话，你可以用 many people are many people 来代替 you， 就许多人怎么样
Can anyone volunteer to retell us scorpions?
Yeah, the first sentence.
Yes.
Many people may surprise the scorpion are not insects.
Great. Okay, next sentence. Let's ask Chris. Can you tell us the next sentence?
They are actually arachnids, which has 8 legs and 2 parts of their body.
Great. Okay, next one. Deserts, forests, and mountains. Tina, can you tell us this one?
Scorpions live in many places. Deserts, forests, and even mountains.
Thank you, Tina. Okay, next one. Rebecca, can you tell us live, hot, cold?
They can live hot, both hot and cold place.
Next one, Louis. Can you tell us frozen, overnight, and thaw out?
Some scientists even frozen those scorpions in lab.
Overnight, and they...
Frozen those scorpions overnight, and when they thawed out, they just walk away.
Okay. I want you to write in here have frozen. Frozen is a participle, so you must have your auxiliary have.
对，frozen 是过去分词，必须有前面一个助动词 have。如果主语是复数的时候，需要用 have 当助动词，表示过去分词。
Okay. Next sentence. Jessica, can you tell us soil, holes, and ground?
All scorpions live in soil and their holes in the ground.
Great. And last of all, Star, can you tell us you know pet?
Now you know about scorpions. Do you want it as your pet?
Amanda, I have the hardest one for you. Tell us the whole thing.
Many people are surprised to learn that scorpions are not insects. Instead, they are arachnids. That means they have 8 legs and 2 parts on their body. They live in many places like deserts, forests, and high snowy mountains. They can live both in hot and cold conditions. Some scientists even frozen the scorpions, and overnight they roll out and walked away. All the scorpions needed is soil because they have to dig holes in the ground and live in them. Now you know a little bit about the scorpions. Do you want to have one as a pet?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now we've done some speaking in our KWO. We will use this for our next part of class, which is writing. So I have a checklist for you, which you will find on the app. And this checklist is telling you how to write a proper essay. So let me blow it up here. First, it says name and date in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, this is a checklist, so these boxes are for you to check. These lines are for me. So this is my essay, so I will check, do I have my name and date? Yes, here in the upper left corner. So I'm going to check it off. Okay, the next thing is compositions double-spaced. Composition means essay. Double-spaced means, look here, I skip every line when I write. That is double-spaced. You must double-space all your writing in my class. Whether you print it in Microsoft Word or you write it on paper, it always must be double-spaced.
I have a question.
Yes, Star.
If my booklet already has those space set out for me, so like it has a line and then there's some space between and then another line. So it's not, the lines are not even spaced. Do I still have to skip a space?
No, if you have that paper that's already double-spaced, then you don't have to skip a space. Daniel, can you take that paper out of the bottom shelf? I think what you mean is something like this. Then you don't skip a space, because here is, it already gave you spaces. So yes, don't skip the line on this paper. Okay, next, I'm going to teach you a rule. It's called the title rule. We have title centered and repeats 1 to 3 keywords from the last sentence. So you can see in my essay on Qin Shi Huangdi's Terracotta Warriors, I didn't call it Terracotta Warriors. You're going to make a new title. I took 3 keywords from my last essay. So you can see my title is the 8th wonder of the world. So my keywords were 8th wonder, world. And I repeated them in my title, 8th wonder of the world. Okay? So you will do this for scorpions. So write your essay first. When you are finished, go to your last sentence and choose 3 words to make a title. I guess, Daniel, can you explain that?
Yeah. 这个叫 writing checklist， 就是写作的字检查表吧。左边那个方框哈是你们自己自测的，右边那个横线呢是老师帮你们看的。那它有第一块是 structure， 就是文章的结构，有4项。第一项是 name， 就是你的姓名，写作的日期要写在你作文本的左上角，就是右边这个图片画圈圈的左上角 Joe Ward 这里日期。那第二个是写作就是行间距，每一行如果你是那种已经有这种格子线了英文的已经有空格了，那你就不用再空一行了。如果是那种没有的需要空一行，目的是让人看得清楚。第3个要求呢是你的作文的题目作文题目怎么来？最好呢是你整个 essay 的最后一句话有3个关键词，然后你选了之后呢，把它组成一个标题，那就成为你整篇文章的题目。
Okay, thank you, Daniel. Okay. Yes, what's your question?
For the title, do you have to use the 3 KWOs in your last sentence, or you just have to use the 3 words from your last sentence?
Just 3 words from your last sentence. You don't have to use these 3.
The KW.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. And why do I use this rule? No other teacher will ever tell you to do this. But I make you do this rule because it adds a little bit of surprise to your stories and your essays. People wonder, why did you call your essay that and not just call it the name of your topic? And they find out at the very end. It gives your reader a motivation to read to the end.
OK， 就老师说，一般老师不会这么教大家的为什么要在最后一句选3个关键词，变成一个组成一个标题呢？为了让读者也能调动起他阅读的兴趣当他看到最后一句话是这个词的时候，发现你的标题有，他就很想把这篇文章读完。
Okay. So we've done this, check it off. This next one is if you were in a physical class, then you would give your teacher the checklist, then the final draft, then the rough draft, and the KWO all together in a packet. But since you are not in a physical class, you just submit your final draft to the app.
如果是线下的实体教学的话，那第4个要求是说你的这个 checklist 要叠在最上面，完了就是你的论文作文的终稿定稿，这是第2。第3个就是你的草稿，第4个就是你的 KW outline， 就是你的就是提纲，就是你要一堆都要按照顺序交给老师。但是现在我们在网上，所以只需要你交 final draft， 就是你的论文的终稿就可以了。
Okay. We'll skip style and go to mechanics. We'll do style at the end. Capitalization means words that should have capital letters. These are capital. Like the first word in your sentence, and any names like terracotta warriors or China, a proper noun, must have a capital letter.
大写，第一个是这个叫大写，那个专有名词、人名、地名都需要大写，对包括一句话的第一个单词、第一个字母要大写。
And marks and punctuation just means you have put a period or sometimes an exclamation point or a question mark at the end of your sentence.
每句话需要以句号或者是感叹号或者是问号结尾，必须要有结尾的那个标点符号。
I'm not going to give you penalties for commas yet. When we learn commas, then you should include that. But we haven't
因
learned
为
it
大
yet.
家还没学标点符号，所以你写错了我也不会扣你分啊。
Okay. Next one, complete sentences. Each sentence must have a verb. So there are some things that foreign language writers do, like in Chinese, he, very angry, is a sentence. 他很
生气。
他很生气. That's a correct sentence. But in English, this has no verb. So that would be not a complete sentence. So you must have complete sentences.
就我们要写要有完整的句子每句话都得有一个谓语动词。刚才老师说在中文我们说他很生气，那翻译成英文有些人会写 he 他 very 很 angry 生气，但在英文的语法呢，这里漏了一个动词，就需要一个 is
Right. And this sentence is missing an end mark, so. Exclamation point. He is very angry.
刚才那句话也没有标点符号
Okay. And the last one, correct spelling. When I open your essay in Microsoft Word, there should be no red lines under your words.
就是你们拼写需要正确拼写。当你如果是Word 或者什么版本编辑过来的时候，它打开来看到了你的单词下面应该没有红色的线，红色的线就是拼写错误了。
So Microsoft Word corrects your spelling. Use it. Okay. I will not mark any other grammar things. The only grammar thing is complete sentences. All other grammar mistakes are okay. Don't worry about them.
其他的语法错误呢不会扣分啦，它主要看的就是你要写完整的句子，句子要完整，就是一句话必须有一个谓语动词。
Okay. What I want you to focus on is this style.
对，希望大家关注的焦点是写作的这个文风格哈。
We will add maybe 10 or 11 things by the end of our course to this part of your checklist. It's very important. Style is part of rhetoric, how you express yourself beautifully.
这个风格呢是我们如何更优美的去表达、去演讲、去写作。在学期结束之后，这一列会多个十几项。
Okay, so let's learn our first style point, ly adverbs. Okay, you should all have this list. You can open it on your computer. You can put it in front of you if you printed it. Take out your adverb list. Next, we're going to use this list. It needs to be in front of you. I won't have it on the screen anymore. We're going to go to our KWO and we're going to find the verbs in our KWO, because an adverb is a word you add to a verb. For example, abnormally. The Monkey King was abnormally strong. Oh, I'm sorry. This one you add to an adjective. You add it to a verb or an adjective, but we're just going to focus on the verbs. Okay, so here's a better one. Abruptly. He abruptly jumped. Jumped is a verb. He abruptly jumped into a cave. If you looked at this, it tells you a story about the Monkey King. So let's go through a few adverbs. Let's see how we add them to a verb. Absent-mindedly. In the cave, the Monkey King absent-mindedly kicked a rock. Chris, where is the verb in this sentence?
Kicked.
Yes, kicked. Chris, what's the Chinese name for a verb?
T.
T, but I mean, 动词, right?
动词
Verb is a 动词. Next sentence, accidentally. The rock accidentally killed another monkey. Star, what is the verb here? And the rock accidentally killed another monkey.
Accidentally.
That's the adverb. What verb do we add it to? Killed, yes. I don't think that's in the Monkey King. I just made it up. Actually, okay, these two, abnormally and actually, are special. The Monkey King was actually very sad. Here, it does not modify the verb. It modifies the adjective. Sad. Actually sad. Just like abnormally strong. Okay, next one. Just do a few more. Anxiously. He anxiously searched for how to escape death. Amanda, what's the verb?
Searched.
Yes, searched. Okay. Very good. So you can read this later if you didn't notice. It's a story. I wrote it for you. So read it to help you practice your adverbs. Now let's go and add some adverbs into our KWO. So we're going to find the verbs in our KWO and add a suitable adverb. Let's go back to our Scorpions KWO. Okay, let's find the verbs. First sentence, no verbs. Second sentence, no verbs. Third sentence, no verbs. Okay, here we go. Live is a verb. Okay, there are three more verbs in our KWO. Who can find them? Just call it out. I'll give you a clue. They're both in sentence number 4.
Frozen.
Yes, have frozen. That's one verb. There's one more verb here.
Throw out.
Thaw out. Yes. Okay. Let's do live. That's an easy one to add an adverb.
Jackson.
Jackson. Can you add an adverb to live? Scorpions live how? Choose a adverb to add to live.
Recklessly.
Oh, did you say this?
Recklessly?
Recklessly. Okay. We could say that. Scorpions recklessly live in very hot and cold places. But it's not reckless for scorpions. So we could also say busily, boldly. Any of these work. Boldly live in very cold places. So let's go back. Okay. Let's just say scorpions boldly live. Scorpions live boldly in hot or cold places. You have a strong opinion about scorpions. They are bold. Okay. Another verb that you can add, another adverb that I see here for frozen, we can say scientists have actually frozen scorpions overnight. Actually is a very useful adverb. They actually live in hot and cold places because you've got an adjective. Add those in somewhere to live, frozen, or thaw out, and you will put an adverb into every paragraph that you write. So if you look at this paragraph, I don't have an adverb. Let's look at it. The eighth wonder of the world. In 1974, a group of Chinese farmers were digging in a field when they discovered something amazing. There was an army of clay warriors buried under the field. The people who studied these warriors found each one had different clothing and a different face. The terracotta warriors, as they are now called, were created to go in the tomb of Qin Shi Huangdi, the first emperor of China. Nowadays, many people travel to China to see the terracotta warriors. They are even nicknamed the eighth wonder of the world. There's no adverb. So I have to go into my essay and add one. This is why we double-spaced.
Oh.
So any mistakes you can correct on your paper easily. So let's do that. In 1974, a group of Chinese farmers were calmly digging in a field when they accidentally discovered something amazing? Let's ask Aleem. For calmly, what verb am I adding it to?
Digging.
Yes, digging. So I found a verb and I added an adverb. Now I added a second one. They accidentally discovered something amazing. Joseph, where's the verb here? Discovered. Great. Okay, so I have two adverbs in my paragraph now. I'm going to choose just one adverb in each paragraph and underline it. Okay, this is underline. I have underlined calmly. I do not underline accidentally. I only underline one style point in each paragraph. So you can see here, there are 3 boxes. This one means paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. If you just have one paragraph, underline one adverb, check off your box, and you're done. If you wrote more, if you found more information and made a longer outline, add another adverb here to paragraph 2, another adverb here to paragraph 3, underline it amazingly, and then you will check it off. Paragraph 2, paragraph 3. We'll have Daniel explain that in Chinese. Just underline one adverb in each paragraph.
就如果你写文章，每写一段话，老师的要求是你这段话里面必须至少有一个副词，你可以有很多个，但是你必须要划出一个副词，自己划出来哈。划出来之后呢，那老师看了这就会给你，你就这个 checklist 那个方框打个勾，就是你达标了。如果2段话，那第一段话一个副词，第二段话一个副词，每一段话都必须至少一个副词。
So here you need to know about a common mistake, a common adverb mistake. Adverbs almost never modify the verb to be. So I will see this mistake very often in students' writing. The farmers were calmly. Were is the verb to be. Here's the adverb, but you can't do this. There must be another verb here, other than to be. So let's fix it. The farmers were calmly... Okay.
Always.
Always. Okay, that would be a adjective. We need a verb here. Like the farmers were calmly digging. Most adverbs, 99% of them, need a verb, but not to be. So we fixed it. The farmers were calmly digging. Next one. The discovery was accidentally. This one, I can't think of a verb to go here. So I'm going to fix it this way. The discovery was not accidentally, but take off the ly and you have an adjective. The discovery was an accident. Does anyone think they can fix this sentence? Scorpions are boldly arachnids. Chris, do you know how to fix it?
Like a word after boldly.
You could do that. You could add a verb, or you could take away the ly.
Oh, so just take away the ly is the easiest way.
Yeah. Scorpions are bold arachnids. Adverbs almost never modify the verb to be, but some very common adverbs do. Actually is one example. Scorpions are actually arachnids. That is correct, because actually modifies this. And
Actually modifies
it modifies the adjective or the noun. Actually is different. And the same goes for another verb on your list, abnormal. No, sorry. That doesn't work in this sentence, but abnormal will sometimes go after was, abnormally. Like he was abnormally large. So there are some tricky ones. But usually this is true. They never modify the verb to be.
Let me
Okay.
help
Translate.
understand. 副词的一个用法哈，副词要么修饰形容词，要么修饰动词但这里呢说副词不会几乎从来不修饰 be 动词，就是 is am are 副词不修饰这个be 动词。然后刚才让你们改句子呢第一句就是缺了一个动词，第二句呢就是副词就修饰了一个 was 就是不对的，第三句呢副词呢修饰了一个名词也是不对的，所以副词要修饰形容词或者修饰动词。但是有两个特殊的例子是 actually 和 abnormally， 这两个词呢可以在 to be 就是 be 动词后面出现，这两个是特例，所以大家记一下。
Right, because they modify the adjective. So I want you to get a piece of paper. You can do this for homework. Write down these things about adverbs. You're going to have to watch the video after class. Write this down, and this should go in your notes section of your binder. If you don't have a binder, use the notes section of whatever you have. So write down adverbs, how to use an adverb, and the common mistakes. Put that in your binder. We will take a few notes almost every class, so you should have some paper ready for note-taking. All right, now your homework is write a 1 to 3 paragraph on scorpions. Make sure to use the checklist. Make sure you have adverbs. 2, don't do this. Bring printed ly adverb list 1 to your next class so that I can check it.